Thank you for choosing to watch the Watchman News Headlines video. Our full episodes can now be seen over at Patreon with much more added content for just $2 a month. Link is in the description. If you cannot afford $2 a month, please consider using our Amazon affiliate link, purchasing from our Teespring store, or making a PayPal donation. All links are below. In order for us to grow, we have to make changes to enable it. Our time is valuable, and we have been one of the very few news sources actually dedicated to bringing you honest, hard-hitting, actionable news and information. Plus, for your $2 a month, you do not have to hear me blabber about these links. It's a win for us all.
Bullshit.
Thank you. Good evening, Watchmen and Watchwomen of YouTube. So tonight we talked about discernment, or we tried to. I don't know how well of a job I did, but I tried. I think I touched on some very, very important points. And I'm not quite sure what the Father wanted me to get out there, but I'm assuming that we got it out there. I didn't pick the topic tonight. So anyway, interesting stuff. There is one thing that I do want to address, a couple of things I want to address. When I released that, I put out that video for the weekly threat assessment, and I made the prediction that I had a feeling that the corporate tyranny was going to overtake the government tyranny. I'm thinking that come this Friday's report, that's exactly what we're going to see. So there's some crazy stuff. You're going to hear about some of that in the headlines tonight. But the other thing I wanted to address is earlier today I put out a quick video because I was inspired for a design for a shirt. And so I made a quick minute and a half video and plugged the shirt here on YouTube. And so I had somebody in the comments section try to convince me that Yah was Satan, that Father Yah was actually Satan. I won't go back and forth on stuff like that too long before I block somebody. Just saying. Look, I have spent an unbelievable amount of time in study and research. I am not going to be convinced by YouTube conspiracy theology about things like that. It's almost as goopy as flat Earth. So save it. If you think some crazy thoughts that God or Father Yah is really Satan, go to somewhere where you can find people that are more gullible than me, because I don't got time for it. And I will just block it. So, just saying. It's ridiculous. I don't go around to other channels trying to force my beliefs down people's throats. I don't get why they would come here and do so to me. So it is what it is. Just know that I'm not afraid to block people. Not a big deal to me at all. So anyway, let me get some headlines done and out of the way and get out of here, because I've got trash to get out and other things to do. So anyway, here we go. Starting out with a couple from last night. Meghan McCain calls to fire Fauci for inconsistent messaging on COVID-19 and gets roasted for slamming disaster vaccine rollout. Now, I might have said that one last night. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't thought about that. Biden's Attorney General nominee Garland dodges question of illegal immigration should remain a crime. Thought that was kind of crazy. America recanceled black activist young Pharaoh booted from anti-censorship themed CPAC event for reprehensible views. A New Jersey governor finally signs law legalizing recreational marijuana after 3-year wait, but it could be months before it takes effect. If I'm not mistaken, there was a little bit of a period of time here in Illinois, wasn't there? Well, yeah, there was, because he signed it, but it didn't take effect until like January 1st or whatever of that following year technically. So yeah, it was a little bit of a time discrepancy here in the state of Illinois as well. So, but hey, good to you, New Jersey. Congratulations to all the citizens. You are, in one way, a little bit more free now. So, in one way, they'll take many more of your freedoms. Just give them time. Facebook to lift ban on Australia's news after standoff as Canberra agrees to amend law forcing big tech to pay media. Now we're starting on this morning's news. Sorry. Pfizer and Moderna pledged to Congress to ramp up COVID-19 vaccine production as U.S. death toll tops 500,000. Jeep... Hard to say some of this stuff when they change the wording on it. Jeep Grand Christopher sounds good. Twitter split after Cherokee Nation chief asked car maker to stop honoring its his tribe. India on track to have its largest wheat harvest ever. Global oil prices to top 13-month high on slow restart of U.S. output. It's all on us. UK Health Secretary warns COVID-19 restrictions rollback may be slower than PM's roadmap. Australia's Facebook fight a proxy battle for world seeking to regulate tech companies, says the federal treasurer. Afghanistan saw violence against civilians rise despite peace negotiations, says a UN report. First batch of Russian-made Sputnik V vaccine arrives in Mexico. Second French region set for new COVID-19 restrictions as Prime Minister worried by sharp deterioration of the health indicators in Dunkirk. Bitcoin's huge daily drop sends cryptocurrency market crashing. Nazi saluting historian with far-right ties resigns as regional director of Polish Institute tasked with probing Holocaust crimes. Janet Yellen's policies have caused the greatest wealth inequality in history, investor tells Kaiser report. Scotland begins drone delivery of COVID tests and medicines for remote islands. The containers offer privacy. Biden under fire for opening child detainment center, but some liberals jump to defend him. Philippines offers to lift cap on health workers traveling abroad if UK and Germany donate vaccines. Georgian police detain opposition leader and clash with his supporters during a raid on party headquarters. UK unemployment hits 5.1%, the highest in almost 5 years, as young workers bear brunt of COVID-19 restrictions. As Australian government caves, Facebook announces first proposed deal with media after lifting own news content ban. Short and sweet, Musk sends eggplant emoji in response to Peter Schiff's Twitter jab over Bitcoin. We were hit 300 times overnight. UK mum's fight against trolls who targeted her epileptic son, 9 years old, with strobe videos and GIFs. And I need to look more into this and find out what's up with that, because that headline really struck me. The stupid Velcro, this hat gets twisted around and pokes me in the back of the head. I want to look more into this and see what's up with this, because that headline really struck me when I read it earlier. Publish your emails instead. Hillary Clinton plans to pin political thriller met with groans on social media. I'll add to those groans. Turkey claims Greek fighter jets shot flare near its research vessel in Aegean Sea amid maritime zones dispute. Tourists with valid COVID passport may soon be allowed to holiday in Thailand, the PM suggests. It's irresponsible to turn vaccines into political issue, Hungary's Orban says of Sputnik V amid EU's vaccination delay. Suspect pleads guilty in court to assassination of Maltese journalist Daphne Kauana, Galizia in 2017. I'm sure I probably pronounced that wrong. Boris Johnson skewered after telling school kids journalists find themselves abusing people. Crazy. Ex-Vice President Pence snubs annual conservative conference where his former boss Trump is due to speak, prompting speculations. A huge explosion in Texas after train collides with 18-wheeler truck. World Bank's emergency cash for Lebanon may stop amid reports MPs queue jumping for COVID vaccine, a regional chief warns. EU Commission wants 6 members to ease COVID-related border restrictions as Germany defends the curbs. Sturgeon announces Scotland's roadmap out of COVID-19 lockdown with hospitality set to return in late April. Amazon mysteriously pulls book critical of transgender movements and gets accused of digital book burning. Hey, they've actually been pulling a lot of, prepper books and giving a lot, and I'm talking about apocalyptic novels. I'm not talking about, the Anarchist Cookbook or anything like that. No, we're talking about novels, and Amazon's really been giving the authors hell and pulling a lot of them. A number of neo-Nazis in German army who reject post-World War II state almost doubled in 2020, says a parliamentary commissioner. Amnesty International says it will not call Navalny a prisoner of conscience anymore over his hate speech. IAEA report confirms Iran's 20% uranium enrichment, says no explanation given for undeclared nuclear particles. Bill Gates admits his large carbon footprint makes him a strange person to pressure others as he plugs climate change book. Gotta love it. Hashtag Fire Fauci trends as he tells vaccinated people to remain under lockdown and blames Trump's denial for massive death count. For want of a jacket, British MP gets dressed down and bumped from Parliament call. Stripped naked and left in a cell with lights on, trans woman charged in Capitol riot alleges mistreatment in jail. A blacklist site asked people to report everyone who voted for Trump to unmask them. 4 board members of Texas grid operator resign over blackouts during deadly winter storm. It's not kids in cages, Biden White House insists, saying it uses facilities with COVID-safe standards to lock up children. No charges against officers involved in the Daniel Prude's death. Chicago lawmaker calls to ban Grand Theft Auto in a new bill, blaming violent video games for spike in carjackings. Yeah, you got me. Cancel them before they cancel us. Gab CEO says banks have banned platform due to media smears. There you go. I mean, it's crazy. There's a number 1 up there. Home addresses, social security numbers, and sensitive medical data on 500,000 French patients leaked online after a hack, says reports. I'm not real hip about all this medical stuff being online. I'm really not. More and more of this stuff is happening. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here for the evening. I hope everybody has a good night. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow for more headlines. As always, God bless you. We love you. Be one with your spirit, and shalom.